Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare.
Haribo.
Good evening, one and all. We thank you for making the time to attend this evening's event in the presence of our illustrious guest, His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami. Please feel free to sing and stand up and dance during our musical mantra meditation, and at the end, please ask questions as we send the microphone around. His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami is a senior disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and a prominent spiritual leader in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON. He is widely respected for his profound scriptural knowledge, balanced vision, and unwavering dedication to the mission of spreading Krishna consciousness worldwide. Since his early years in devotional service, Jayadvaita Swami, who has been chanting since the age of 18, has been actively engaged in preaching, teaching, and mentoring devotees across continents. He has traveled extensively throughout India, Europe, Africa, the Americas, and other regions, delivering illuminating discourses on the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and the writings of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. In addition to his preaching, Jayadvaita Swami has contributed to devotional literature through lectures, commentaries, and written works that clarify key philosophical principles and devotional practices. His teachings emphasize the importance of sadhana, guru-disciple relationship, and compassionate outreach, reflecting the essence of Srila Prabhupada's visions. His books, Vanity Karma, the Kirtan Handbook, are available here, and the shortly to be launched book on Grahastha and Vanaprash ashrams are essential readings and preaching tools. Jayadvaita Swami has played a significant role in guiding temple communities, strengthening devotional standards, and nurturing the next generation of devotees. His contribution to ISKCON youth are especially noteworthy. He encourages young people to develop spiritual intelligence, ethical leadership, and inner discipline while remaining engaged with contemporary education, careers, and society as a whole. Through seminars, retreats, and personal mentorship, he inspires the youth to integrate Krishna consciousness into every aspect of their life. Through his life and teachings, His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami continues to serve as a beacon of wisdom and inspiration for ISKCON youth, helping them cultivate faith, purpose, and spiritual maturity in a rapidly changing world. It's our good fortune to welcome His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami to Adelaide this evening. Please take full advantage of his wonderful guidance and mentorship. Ladies and gentlemen, dear devotees, please let us welcome His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami with a big Haribol! Haribol!
May I also say we're also graced with the presence of His Grace Sangashandas Adhikari. He's a senior disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada and a senior spiritual leader and spiritual master in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So we're also graced by his presence today. Thank you, Billy.
Will not have to be a beacon of wisdom.
Is it okay? Let's see. Is it okay with you? Yeah, good. Thank you. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmiditam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Ratapadakamanam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagashatam Sahagana Raganatan Vitam Stam Savinam Sahadvaitam Savatutam Krishna Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Horipriye Vanchako Pitarubhyascha Kripa Sindhopyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So my job is fairly simple. It's just to ask everyone to be conscious of Krishna. Krishna means the origin of everything, the original source of everything, the complete all, of which all living and non-living beings are parts. We're small, after all. We appear on this earth for a short time, and we're little dots on the globe somewhere. Even our cities and countries are dots on the globe somewhere. And while we're here, our good fortune is to be able to cultivate spiritual realization. Because other things we can do in any form of life. Like eating. We like to eat. And driving along, we saw so many restaurants to offer nice eating. But finally, eating is eating. Whether it's French or German or Italian or Indian, eating is eating, and even the animals have their food, and they think it's good. So, as much as we like to eat, eating's just not that big a deal. If you ask me why am I here, and I say, well, to eat, that's not really a very high standard, is it? In Sanskrit, it's called anamoya. My purpose of existence is to eat, and that's what the animals do. If they get, they're all around looking for food, and when they get food, they eat it or stalk it, and that's what life is. Well, that's not such a big deal. Sleeping, we have our water beds and our what have you. But whether I'm sleeping in a comfy bed or I'm sleeping in a cave or a nest somewhere, sleeping is sleeping. Maybe the animals do it better. They don't have to take pills and all of that. And what else? Sex. That's like a big deal. That's the big deal. In every film, in every song, in every sphere, sex and sex. But sex is sex. Whether you have sex with a movie star or a non-movie star, no star, it's pretty much the same business. And again, even the animals and insects even have sex in their name. So, and what is it? It's the same thing. But, we have books about it and clubs and what have you. But it's the same business. And the animals are busy with fighting off predators and competitors. They have teeth and nails and all. And we have bombers and cruise missiles and the latest gear. But it's finally the same business. Whether you're a great superpower or whether you're an insect with a stinger or something. Defense is defense. So now we have this human life, and if we only use it for eating and sleeping and sex and fighting, then what is our claim to being of a higher species? Just that we do the same things in a more polished way? That's not really a tremendous credit. But the real benefit of human life is that we have the opportunity for asking who we are, asking what our purpose in life is, advancing in spiritual realization. This is possible only for the human beings. The animals are not interested. So if we're also not interested, then we're missing the unique characteristic of human life, unique opportunity of human life. And we're just using it for a refined version of animal life. So the Vedanta literature says, Satato Brahma Jigyasa. Now that we have the human life, we should use it for inquiring about the supreme truth, about the source of our existence, about the greatest entity, the greatest truth. That's our privilege, and it will be gone soon. Who's going to live more than 100? We don't even know that we'll live to be 7 minutes older than we are. no guarantee. So we have this rarely achieved human life. There's like 30 of us here. And in the whole city of Adelaide, there's maybe a couple million. But the trees and the birds and the insects, they're there. Squirrels, they're there in huge numbers. So we're elite in that sense. We belong to a small group. And we've only gotten this opportunity by good fortune. And we only have it a short while. So there's an urgency to the project of spiritual realization, because it's an opportunity that is rarely achieved and quickly gone. So the Upanishads urge us to wake up from the dream of temporary things that come and go, and to wake up to the reality which is always there, the underlying reality behind all existence. When we say Krishna, Krishna indicates that supreme underlying reality who can be realized in different features, realized as an all-pervading force, an all-pervading energy, all-pervading truth. Or it can be realized as a guide within us. We get inspiration, we get knowledge, we get... how do we get these things? Inner guidance. That's Krishna again, within the heart. Ishvara sarvabhutana vidyesarjan sustiti. Krishna's present in everyone's heart, and so we can seek to get in touch with Krishna. This is what the yogis are up to. They're not just stretching their muscles. They're performing a discipline by which to get in touch with that source of ultimate wisdom within their hearts. Super soul, you can say, Paramatma. And the yogis are looking for Krishna in that feature. The same Krishna who's pervading all things, whose presence as an all-pervading presence is present in the heart as the super soul. And the same Krishna is present beyond material cosmos. Same Krishna in his personal feature. All of us are persons, and the Absolute is not less than we are. As we have thought, we have intention, we have perception and feeling. The Absolute also encompasses all of these features. That means that the Absolute is ultimately the absolute intelligent person, not lacking in features that even common folks like us have. So one may see Krishna in any of these aspects of his existence. And the chanting of Hare Krishna is the recommended means in the present age for coming in touch with Krishna. We could do yoga and meditate for long stretches. Our long stretches are short stretches. We were discussing last night that the yogis would meditate for 10,000 years. without stopping. They lived for 100,000 and could meditate for 10,000, 15,000 years, just quietly sitting. I don't think we're up for that. The rituals performed in previous ages by great performers of sacrifice are not things we're going to do. But this chanting is easy. Anyone can chant Hare Krishna, and anyone can experience transcendental ecstasy by chanting Hare Krishna, because it comes directly from the spiritual platform, spiritual level, level of existence. And one can experience how one's consciousness becomes purified by continued chanting of this Maha Mantra. Mantra means a sound that delivers the mind from material perplexity, material coverings of gunk. The heart, the mind become purified simply by this chanting. And one can do it anywhere, anytime, any place, any person. So this is, and any religion, any country. So our job is simply to ask everyone, please chant Hare Krishna. And we don't even need to know what the mantra means. It's not a secret, but even if one doesn't know, it will still act. Krishna means the source of all pleasure. Rama has the same meaning. And Hare addresses the all-pervading blissful energy of Krishna. And the sound can take us to a higher level of existence. We all listen to something. We listen to music, we listen to talk. But it really doesn't bring us to a sublime state of consciousness. Maybe some very sophisticated or sublime music will lift our spirits or capture our minds, but it's just not on the level of transcendental experience. And that's to say nothing of ordinary common market sound. It just doesn't, rather than purify our consciousness, it just sends it the other way, dips it in a little grease for a while. We become all gunky. But this chanting is sublime. And it's not something we've invented or something newly devised. It's there in the Vedic writings. It has authenticity and effectiveness. And if one does want to know more, then we have so many books. It's not that we say, oh, throw your intelligence away, just sing. If you want to just sing, that will be very good. But if you want understanding, philosophy, thought, knowledge, wisdom, we have so many books, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Upanishads. keep you busy reading for years and years and years. So, and still we're writing more books. So those are some opening thoughts. And I wonder, rather than my talking on, whether you might have some questions, and we could take those and see where they might be.
So I'm trying to understand, like, why the impure, like, if there's an, like, if I'm trying to purify myself, that implies there's something impure in me. And I'm wondering, like, what, is that like some sort of mistake of the universe, or like some sort of like, what is the source? Like, I know what causes, you know, like desire and all those things, like, but I don't understand why, what's the source of the impurity?
The source of impurity is an unfortunate desire to enjoy and control matter. The world is full of matter, material things, and we're not matter, we're spiritual, but we somehow have acquired a desire, a mindset of wanting to control and enjoy the products of matter. Control, just science, through industry, through our own work. We want to control something. Control our environment so that it will deliver something enjoyable, an enjoyable experience.
So it's kind of like a belief that if I acquire something, then I will be happy.
If I acquire something, if I can enjoy something, it may not be mine, but if I can lease it, rent it, borrow it, use it for some time, then I'll be happy. And it starts with the body. The body itself is made of senses, eyes, ears, and so on. And we think, if I can get something for these senses that will please them, then I'll have a happy life. But the senses are matter, and pleasing the senses is, in one sense, a lost cause. The more we give to our senses to please them, the more the senses say, well, not quite. That was nice, what else are you going to give me? And so we become bound up in the business of trying to supply happiness to the physical mind or the subtle intelligence and ego. And so we become wrapped up in material existence. We identify with this world. I'm Australian, I'm American, I'm young, I'm old, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a this, I'm a that. My family, and this is my bank balance. And we become stuck in this seemingly permanent relationship with matter. Right now I'm a combination of matter and spirit because I'm a spiritual being, but I'm situated in a physical material body. And so it becomes like one thing. This is me, which is not what I am. The physical thing is going to be gone. I've got this body for a short time. It's on lease. And that too is changing. I have a child's body, I get a young person's body, get an old person's body, and then the whole body is gone. But I'm attached to the body, and so I get another body. by the laws of nature, I move from one life to another, trying to be happy in this body or that body. And that becomes a cause of repeated birth and death and trouble.
So is that like a mistake?
Excuse me?
Is that like
That's a mistake. Yeah, to come to your question was, well, what's the source of this? It's our own misuse of our tiny independence. We have freedom. As living beings, we have freedom. And that means we're free to be stupid. Free to make mistakes, to misuse our freedom. When we misuse it, then we can't blame someone else. We can't say, why did the universe do this to me? The universe didn't tell me to stick my hand in the fire. It was my own curiosity. Let me see what this is like.
How would that desire manifest?
It manifests every day.
But if before
How does it start?
Yeah, how does it start?
It just starts. There's a verse in Bhagavatam, from pure consciousness, material consciousness comes about. And consciousness is originally pure, but when we turn away from Krishna, Krishna is compared to light. When we turn away from Krishna, we're turning toward shadow. What's the cause? It's just our own misuse of our independence. That's freedom. If freedom's taken away.
But I guess because from what I've heard of being with the Absolute, it's beyond beautiful.
Yeah.
Blissful. And if we're already there, I can't understand how we would.
No one can understand it. Why would one turn away from truth, from beauty, from the absolute? There's no good reason. It's unreasonable. And no one can say when, 1,000 years, 100,000 years. No one can trace it back. Since time immemorial, it's said, we've been turning away from the absolute. And my spiritual master used to say, don't try to figure out how you got here, just figure out how to get out. And you're flailing away and then lost in an ocean somewhere, and someone sends you a life preserver. Well, excuse me, how did I first get here? You just grab it and go.
But I guess it's important to know because the process takes sacrifice in many ways.
Excuse me?
The process of purification takes sacrifice
Mm-hmm.
and quite a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm.
So I think these questions are important to know
There,
so we can have enough faith that we're moving in the right direction.
the summary is that we've misused our independence. That's whether we can go much further than that in understanding. We could put a lot more energy into it and not get much further than that. Somehow or other, we've misused our independence, and here we are. And if you try to figure it out, just like sometimes you get some disease, you get a flu, you get something of that nature, and who knows? Was it when Jane sneezed while she was sitting next to you? Was it while you were on the tram? Was it this way? Was it that way? Somehow or other you've got that flu, and now you're miserable. And, if I come with a good remedy. No, but I have some very important questions. Was it Judy on the tram? Was it Sally on the... Somehow or other you've got the flu. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Marathi, what's the guarantee that
What's the?
What's the guarantee if at all we make it this time, we'll not turn away again?
Yeah, you can turn away again if you want, but Krishna says that once going, one won't come back. Once going, one won't come back. You could say, well, wait a second, maybe I will, so I won't go. No, not a good idea. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Does every soul make its way back?
Does every soul make its way back? Sometimes it's said yes, and more often it's said no. It's up to you. If we want to stay here, then we can mudha janmani janmani. We can stay here like fools, birth after birth. But what's sure is, if we begin, then we'll reach. Neha vikramanashosti pratyabhan. Even a little progress can save us from the greatest danger of falling back down into the lower species of life. Because after this life, there's no guarantee you'll get a human life again, you'll get a life in Australia again. No. There's all those other creatures. And we could be born in any of those forms. Apart from creatures, so a vine, a tree, a bush. And then takes who knows how long before we'll get a human life again. So now what we have this life. Do it. Yes.
How do we know that we are going in the right direction or not? Like,
how do we know that we're going in the right direction or not? You'll see that you'll feel spiritual satisfaction, and the material enjoyment will seem not very important anymore. Just like, how do you know when you've eaten? You don't have to ask me to come and give you a certificate. You'll feel satisfied, and if I offer you more, you'll say, no, that's all right, now I'm full, satisfied. Yes?
So, I put a question on, so like, being and doing for like your whole life, like just being like always taking big note on, you know, taking like recognition of yourself and being like just fixing yourself, you know, because we don't have to fix anything, but there's the mind that's like, oh, this part of me, I want to fix that and fix this, and am I fully healed, and how can I, you know, saviour myself and just be kind to myself. But say you've just, you know, you just always have been of just a great love and heart and been really kind and always respected others and always been really trustworthy and just been like a really superb being, right? And say with that, you then get the other side of life where you just keep getting beaten down by, you know, lots of different people who are quite challenged by your love or your truth, which is so deep, but their human maybe can't comprehend it. And when does the pain end? Because like, I can always come to the other side of it, but it's just like then there's something else that's like boom, 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 and it's like, yeah, I'll keep doing it. I'll keep going for love. But yeah.
So
how does that happen?
How does that happen?
Is that
We're
karma?
we're good, we're full of love, we're respectful and humble toward others, and yet they keep bashing us and ridiculing us and causing pain to us, and when does this end?
Yeah.
There are different ways to answer that. One is, are we sure that we're good? You know, every one of us is a saint in our own estimation. Apart from that, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that when one identifies oneself spiritually, one becomes indifferent to praise and blame, to praise and blame. Let them say what they want. What's it to me? Now I'm thinking, wait a second, I'm this, I'm that, and who are they, and why are they? But when I identify myself, when I see my spiritual identity, my relationship is not with this this world and its comings and goings. My relationship is with Krishna. So what do I care about? All of those things. At that point, these things become insignificant. Yeah. Prahlad Maharaj, great devotee of Krishna, he said, I have no anxieties. I Lord Vijay. I have no anxieties about being in this material world with its troubles and pains. Twadvirya Gayana Mahamritam Nichit, because at any time I can just chant Hare Krishna and merge in an ocean of happiness. I'm only sorry for these fools who've turned away from you and are missing out on your loving affection. I'm just concerned about them. Something else? Mm-hmm. Yes?
Can you talk about how Maya enslaves us into this material world?
How Maya
That's
enslaves us in this material world?
Yeah, that's another aspect of, okay, we come to this material world with all our desires, but then Maya Devi, she has this task of keeping us here.
Yeah, it's said that Maya, or the illusory power of the Absolute, has two capabilities, Prakshetatmika and Avaranatmika. One is the power to hurl us down into illusion, and the other is the power to keep us here, to cover us. And what does that covering mean? Covering means that however miserable our life, we think, not so bad. Not so bad. Being a pig, think about a pig, lives in the muck, eats excrement, has a miserable little body, and it thinks, hey, this is the life. If you've been in some third world countries, maybe you've seen village pigs, and you'll see them, like almost swimming in real muck and eating anything. And they've got these like enormous grins on their faces, like they just won the New York State lottery or something. That's Maya. That's the covering power of Maya. However miserable our life is, we think, well, it's not so bad. And therefore we become complacent and forget the urgent need to revive our spiritual nature. And then the clock ticks away, and then the whistle blows, and our life is over, and we lost it. That's Maya. Krishna Surya Maya Hai. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Hai Andakar. Yaha Krishna Taha Maya Nahiyati. It's said that Krishna is like sunlight, and Maya is like darkness. So wherever there's Krishna, there can't be Maya. But this is another way of seeing the benefit of chanting Hare Krishna. If we're in the light, then we'll not be in the darkness. And as long as we're chanting Hare Krishna, we'll be in the light. Simple. Is that okay? Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to be in the light, without chanting Hare Krishna? Like, is it, I've kind of been schooled in like non-dual Advaita kind of teachings, which say awareness is, you just go to awareness. Awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just go to the nature of your being,
Mm-hmm.
then you're in the light, or you're in truth.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, what's the difference between that and chanting Hare Krishna? Is it the same thing, or is it there some quality that?
You've been schooled in Advaita and sort of going to the point of awareness, identifying ourselves with that awareness, focusing on that awareness. Is that different from chanting Hare Krishna? Does it lead to the same result? There's a commonality there, that we're concerned with awareness, we're concerned with the truth. And there's a difference also. The Kaivala Advaita, or absolute oneness, has difficulties. Well, first question is, what do we do to achieve that state of oneness in which there's no duality? What method do we use? How do we achieve it? What have you heard?
The direct path is just go straight to awareness. Like, it doesn't need any method, doesn't need any particular way of doing it, because it's our nature already. But to become aware of that.
It's our nature already to be in oneness, free from so there's no method needed. Then why are we not all there? If it's natural and automatic, then, and we don't need any method, then what are we doing in conspicuous duality?
Yeah. Well, I guess the method would be to inquire into the nature of ourselves.
To inquire into the nature of ourselves, that's the method. But then, okay, I've asked the question, how do I get the answer? There should be some reliable way. And traditionally the answer is by vivek, by discrimination, by analysis, by self-abnegation also, because that kind of analytical study is hard to do while I'm enjoying this world. It's a serious discipline. The leading exponent of Advaitavada is Shankara, Shankaracharya. In the Shankara line of teaching, first thing is take sannyas. Sannyas means renounce everything. Without renouncing everything, we don't even get started, according to Shankara. There's no question of married people doing this. There's no question of me and my girlfriend doing this together. There's no question of anything like that. Leave everything and go to the forest. And you can, if you look at the life of Shankara, he was a serious monk. Like Buddha, again, just left the palace, left everything behind. That's the beginning of the method. And then there's further discipline and further intellectual discrimination and control of the mind and control of the senses. All of these yoga things that we get in sort of popular form today, they were all aimed at controlling the mind and the senses originally. So it's serious business. And therefore when Krishna, Arjuna asks which is better, the path of approaching Krishna personally, or the path of Advaita. Krishna says, approaching me. And it says you can also take the other method. Anirdesham avyaktam paryupasate savatragam chintyo yam kutastam achalam brubam samiyam yandriya grama. There's a description in the 12th chapter of how to, about reaching the impersonal, all-pervading, intangible, absolute anirudesham, and that absolute which has no fixed place, which is everywhere. Sarvatrakam, yes, inconceivable, achintya, ever fixed and unmoving. Krishna says, eventually those who take that path and stick to it with the utmost seriousness, they also attain perfection. And then Krishna says, klesho tikkatarastesham avyakta sakta cetasa. Those whose minds are fixed on the avyakta, the impersonal absolute, the all-pervading oneness, are in for klesha adhikataras. Klesha means trouble, in the sense of hard work. Klesha, struggle. Klesha means struggle. Adhikatara. Klesha adhikatara means like huge struggle. Struggle and more struggle. You have to undergo all that self-abnegation. Then you have to fix your mind on something that has no form, no qualities. As soon as you're thinking of something, it's the wrong thing. Right? And how do we do that? And how it's like, it can be done, but it's exceedingly difficult. And chanting is easy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. You don't.
It takes thousands of millions of years to do that. Brahmaji.
Yeah.
Thousands of millions of years to achieve it.
So this is simple. And instead of being troublesome and full of struggle, it's joyful.
I do tend to take a hard route.
I
do tend to take a hard route.
No. Just being in this world is hard enough. Why make life harder? And we don't mind taking a harder route, but if it'll get us there. All right, for a high achievement, let me take some struggle on. But just for, an unlikely remote shot at something that I could achieve more easily, why? Why do that? And the goal itself is troublesome. The goal itself is troublesome, to merge with some supreme oneness. And actually I destroy my individual existence. I don't enjoy anything or experience anything, because that would imply duality. There has to be an experience, an experiencer, and something to be experienced. Then that's duality. I have to get rid of any prospect of enjoyment, any prospect of thought, any prospect of individual existence to achieve that. And why would I want to achieve such a state? It's like suicidal spiritually. I want to obliterate everything that my existence consists of. Why? Because this world is so rotten. My experience here is so troublesome that, all right, suicide seems like a decent option. But it's not the only option. Better than suicide is to become healthy again, spiritually.
Yeah, I guess like I feel like I didn't choose that path, it chose me kind of thing. And I guess but so you're saying that it is a legitimate path, but it's just not, it's just a very, very difficult and not recommended.
Difficult, not recommended, not even the best goal.
Yeah.
And not natural to us, because this individuality that we have now is material. You know, I'm Jones, I'm Smith, I'm whatever. But that's material individuality covers our spiritual individuality. The answer to material individuality is not no individuality. It's real individuality. The answer to a unhappy self is not no self. It's a healthy, happy self. So I appreciate that you didn't choose that path. But if that path chose you, you might say, well, you know, the army chose me. Well, thanks, but I think I don't need a military career.
Pass.
Right.
Well, here I am. So.
Well, yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
So this term Advaita means non-dual.
Mm-hmm.
Why is your name Jayadvaita?
Well,
I've never worked it out. I've known about your existence for a long time, and I've always wondered, why is he called Jayadvaita? Because that's non-dual. Why are we glorifying the non-dual?
well, Krishna is non-dual.
Aha, thank you.
There's no Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadim, Ananta Rupam. There's no difference between Krishna's form, his qualities, his name, his activities. He's absolutely one. Brahma Samhita said there's no difference between his arms and his legs. He can eat any of his senses. He can eat with his eyes. He can see with his ears, because every part of his body has the capabilities of all the other parts. It's not like a material body like ours. So Advaita, in one sense, there's nothing other than Krishna. Krishna is everything. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So he's the ultimate Advaita entity. He is the ultimate entity beyond all dualities, because nothing exists other than Krishna. But Krishna exists with his energies, and those energies give us all the varieties. Just as the sun is one, but the sunlight gives us so many varieties.
So Shankaracharya's use of the word Advaita is not actually the right. He's not using it in the right way.
Well, he's using it properly, but he has a different idea about Advaita.
Okay.
He has an impersonal Advaita in which Eka Brahma Tatviya Nasti, there's only impersonal absolute and nothing else. But philosophers like Ramanuja Madhva and others, they have the absolute with complete oneness, but personal identity and Vividaya Shriyate, Parasha Shakti, unlimited energies. So that's also a philosophical consideration. If everything is ultimately one, there's nothing but non-dual existence and nothing else, where's the variety come from? You know, we've got men and women here, we've got older and younger, we've got green and white and sorts of other colors here, variety all over the place. Where does that come from? If everything is one, why are we seeing variety? Reasonable question. And the Advaitins will say, usually the Advaitins will say, well, that's Maya. Actually, everything is one, but because we're covered by illusion, we see all these varieties. Really, there's only oneness. There's only Brahman.
How illusion can exist then?
That's the question.
Illusion of a self.
Hmm?
Like self-illusion as well.
Any kind of illusion. As soon as you have the truth and you have illusion,
Truth wins.
you got it.
Yeah.
Then you've got
Breaking free.
breaking free.
Breaking free.
Breaking free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a problem that Advaita philosophy faces. If everything is one, where does variety come from? If it comes from illusion, where does illusion come from? But if we take the view of philosophers like Ramanuja and others, then we'll say, well, the absolute truth is one, and he has unlimited energies. That's the statement of the Upanishads. Parasha Shakti Vidaya Shriyate. And so there can be green, there can be white, there can be red, there can be blue, there can be men, there can be women, there can be America, there can be Australia. And we don't run into that problem. And you can have individuality. There can be Krishna, there can be you. And when there's Krishna and you, then there can be a relationship, and there can be a blissful relationship. No one can have a relationship with the impersonal absolute, because that would be duality. Yes?
There's a lot of interest in Buddhism today, and I was wondering, what is your idea of their nirvana, sunyata? Is that an impersonal conception, or? I'm interested in hearing what you think about Buddhism.
A lot of interest in Buddhism today.
Yes.
And nirvana and shunyata. And is that impersonal, and what do we think of it?
Yeah.
Of course, we have to ask what kind of Buddhism people are interested in. Because Buddhism as Buddha taught it, and Buddha as in Buddhism today, in New York City, for example, may be two very different things. But in terms of Buddhist metaphysics and so on, it's not so far from Shankara's idea, but far enough. It shares the feature that all these varieties are of no ultimate consequence, that the material world is really just a transitory appearance, that this is not what we're for. That's there in Buddhism and in Shankara. But Shankara says ultimately there's this absolute, ever-existing truth. There's the Atma, the spirit, which is not different from the Supreme and which exists forever. And Buddhists say, no, there's shunyata, there's nothing. Everything is illusory. And you attain nirvana. Nirvana means snuffing out. When we snuff out illusion, when we snuff out false ego, then there's nothing left. So there's and then there's no misery. Nirvana means you snuff out your miseries because you've snuffed out your desires. Is among the noble truths. I've dealt with this. I have a book, Vanity Karma, which is not with us today. We were hoping for copies, but they haven't come. But they are available soon. There I have some discussion of Buddhism.
I also have the idea of anatma, that there is no soul.
Yes, anatma.
Which doesn't make sense to me, you know. If you're reincarnating, what is it? They believe in reincarnation. What is it that is reincarnating if there's no soul?
If there's no soul, what is it that's reincarnating?
Yes.
According to Buddhist metaphysics, it's a amalgamation of your thoughts, desires, your mind, body, which transfers itself to a new amalgamation of thoughts and desires and so on. That's Buddhist metaphysics. There's no Atma that persists from one lifetime to another, but the sum total of your impressions and attachments, clingings, and so on, the mind, body.
But all those are actually connected to the soul, right?
No, not in Buddhist metaphysics. They deny the existence of the soul. So there's just, all there is these desires and thoughts and clingings and attachments. And when you when you die, that configuration is transferred to the next one. That's Buddhist metaphysics. And they have, what do they call that? Interdependent origination. It goes in a cycle, and it has its problems, but that's, I'm just giving a very quick view of it. But it doesn't involve an individual soul moving from one body to the next. It's all those superficial impressions and so on, or deeply rooted impressions and so on, transferred to the next existence. You do run into problems there. First is, why should the next amalgamation of thoughts and so on have to suffer for what the previous guy did? You know, my previous life, I was one of those people who shoots up schoolrooms. And in the next life, there's no Atma, that Atma, or that mind-body is gone, but a new mind-body has appeared that has to suffer for the old one. Why? That's one problem. And another problem is, why is this whole setup there? Why is it that one mind-body has its thoughts and so on appearing in the next? Why is there any kind of system or any kind of order, any kind of regularity at all, if nothing is real?
Well, they deny the existence of God completely.
Oh, absolutely. God doesn't enter the picture. Even the soul doesn't enter the picture. Buddhism is very popular, but it has a bleakness to it that its practitioners may not be aware of.
Well, compared to Krishna consciousness, it's so dry. You know, we have everything. We have music, dancing, we have beautiful prasadam. There's no comparison. I've looked into Buddhism. I've studied it for a while.
Okay.
I'll come back to Krishna consciousness because it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Maharaj. My question is regarding the two words which is very important in Krishna consciousness, which is having a servitude mood always, and also about surrendering.
Also about?
Surrendering. So servitude mood, we always know we serve the Vaishnavas, we serve Guru, we serve our family, we serve our senses also, all that we do. But then when does surrender process come in? And because for surrender I'm thinking it's beyond servitude. So how do we...
We have these two things, service and surrender.
Yeah.
How do they fit together? Service is natural to us. As you said, we're serving our family, or we're serving our senses, or we're serving our country, or we're serving our friends. So we're always serving. And the surrender means that I give up my own interests for the person I'm serving. I have a wife or girlfriend and she wants to go here, I want to go there. I say, all right, I'll surrender. So this, and this is love also. I give up my interests for the sake of your interests. So to surrender to Krishna goes along with service. It's as a natural function. We're always surrendering. I surrender to my senses. The mind says, I want this, I want this. All right. But then we surrender, and okay, thank you for surrendering. But when you surrender to Krishna, then the opposite. Then real loving dealings follow. Is that okay?
And would that process of surrendering happen in this?
Yeah, it's not a one-time event. It's not like the war where one side gives up and signs the paper and says, okay, and that's it. Or like, you attend a revival meeting and preacher gives a super inspiring sermon and you feel that you've spent your whole life in sin and now you want to surrender to the Son of God, and so you surrender and you give your life to Him. And then, by the next weekend you're out romping around again. So Srila Prabhupada used to speak of a surrendering process rather than a one great act of surrender. We surrender and surrender more and surrender more. What is that surrender? Anukulyasya sankalpa. Whatever is favorable for the service of Krishna, let me do it. Just like this chanting. It's favorable. All right, let me do it. To eat food that's offered to Krishna present, that's favorable, let me do it. To seek out the company of Krishna's devotees is favorable. All right, let me do it. And there's so many other let me do it's that are favorable. And pratikulyasya, varjana. What's unfavorable, let me leave that aside. Intoxicants. Do I need cigarettes? Do I need beer? Do I need wine? Do I need ganja? Do I need this? Do I need that? No. Can I give them up? Yeah. So it's unfavorable. I'm already intoxicated just by nature of being in this world. Why do I need to get more intoxicated? That just takes me further away from the truth. So to give up those things that are unfavorable is another kind of favorable. Let me give those things up. Intoxicants, a diet that's based on violence, gambling, unrestricted sex. These things are not going to bring me closer to the truth. They'll let me give them up. So gradually, the things that are favorable I accept, the things that are unfavorable I leave aside. I make progress. That's surrender. But it's not a one-shot, sign the paper, put up the white flag, surrender. Yes?
Maharaji, if we are pure part and parcels of Krishna, then where does that feeling of being impure come from? And why does it not go away? And
if we're part of Krishna, where does the feeling of being impure come from?
Yeah.
And why doesn't it go away? Because we're turning away from Krishna. We're part of Krishna, just like my hand. My hand is part of my body. So as long as the hand is working as part of the body, it feels good. But if the hand is disconnected from the body, then the hand's not going to feel good at all. Or if the hand loses its connection, it can't cooperate with the body anymore, then the hand is not going to be in its natural condition. And the hand will be miserable. So even though it's part of the body, it may still be connected, but if, you see a hand that can't work for the body, it's like independently moving with no purpose. That hand itself even. Is that okay?
And how to get rid of that feeling?
By turning toward Krishna. By surrendering, by doing what's favorable, by what's giving up what's unfavorable. A fish out of the water feels uncomfortable. Why? Because it's not in its natural environment. It has a natural environment, but it's jumped out or something. But if it can get back into the water, it'll be fine. This chanting puts us back in the spiritual environment. Is that okay? There's another hand, yes.
Maharaj, when you were explaining about that peak example and then getting a different bodies, if we put like deeper thought, then it turns out this is a very serious subject matter. I mean, this is kind of life and death situation. So how can we continue this seriousness for continuation of self-realization?
If we take this as serious business, that we didn't just come for an evening's entertainment, but that there's a serious issue here, how do we deal with it seriously? Yes, there's a whole science of how to do that. We have our books. They're here someplace. I haven't seen them, but I know that they're here.
Yes.
They're outside, okay? We have our books. You pick up a book, start reading. You'll get a clearer understanding more and more the more you read. Chant Hare Krishna. Simple, easy, effective. Come back again when there's another such meeting as this. There's so many things that you can do. So just start picking it up. And if you see that this is really serious business, then pick it up seriously. Is that all right?
Yes. And another. Sorry.
And you'll make quick progress also. If you take it very seriously, you'll make serious progress. And quickly.
Sorry. Further question. When you were explaining about the surrendering that process, and then you gave example. So then the question will come that how about the losing the identity? Like if you gave the example, you surrender to your wife, wife's desire. But then, does it mean that my wife can manipulate me the way she wants? Because then I will lose my identity if I say, agree, yes, yes, yes.
No, your identity then is that you're the servant of your wife. That's an identity. Because we have to serve someone. Either I serve my customers, I serve my constituents, I serve my boss, I serve my senses, I serve my dog, I serve my wife. We're servants, that's what we are. But the service to the wife, among other things, will only be temporary. The wife will die or I'll die. The wife will manipulate me. She'll spend all my money. Wives are known for being expert. As much money as you make, they're able to spend it. But if you surrender to Krishna, that surrender is eternal. And to be controlled by Krishna is happy business. Krishna's not an exploiter. He doesn't need to manipulate us to get some happiness. He manages the relationship in such a way that we become happy. And you remain individual, but you're a happy individual, and you're an individual in your natural spot. Yes?
Women are told to serve their husbands. Women are told to serve their husbands.
Yes.
So, like...
Payback.
No, but like when husbands' intentions or goals are not the same, and a woman wants to progress in Krishna consciousness.
There's two things. There's the service in this world, and then there's the absolute service. So one, just like I serve my customers, so now I become Krishna conscious. I don't serve my customers anymore. No, I'll serve my customers. But my consciousness will be service to Krishna. You know the story about the wife who had another lover? Yes, the wife who had something going on the side. But at home, she was always doing her housework like better than any other housewife. But within, she's always thinking, when will I meet him? Is he thinking of me? So that's lover consciousness. So if lover consciousness, why not Krishna consciousness? Is that okay?
Maharaj, sometimes I know we have to be unmotivated in our prayer. There should be no motive for praying to Krishna without, what's the word? Yeah, I don't know the exact word. So then it should not be for personal motive or something. But then when we start praying to Krishna to serve him the best, to be with him, and you would think that, oh yeah, you're going to get a place serving Krishna eternally. Would
There's two kinds of...
a motive?
Is that not a motive that I'll serve Krishna, I'll get a place? Yes, that's a motive. Even if we approach Krishna with a motive, at least we're approaching Krishna. And in the mature stage, then I don't care. I don't need anything for myself. Just let Krishna be happy. Should we have some kirtan? Yes. Okay, let's do it. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Solne Jayadvaita Maharaj ki jai.
Jai. Here's the
If anyone on their way out wants to see some of the books on the basis of all the wonderful philosophy that Maharaj spoke on, just come out here to this table on your way out and grab a few there. Very, very nice.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna. Radhe Shyam. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hey Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Shama Sundar ki, Shri Shri Krishna Balarama ki, Shri Shri Gauradatai ki, Harinam Sankirtana ki, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki, Anantagari Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Jai Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande, Bolo Jai Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande, Bolo Jai Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande.
May I please request? May I please request everyone to gather here to have a photo with Maharaj? Is that okay for everyone? Just gathering there. Absolutely, we're all sweating. And Krishna. Yeah. So,
Roll the mats up. Well,
Pradeep is trying to roll the mats there.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Please could I have everyone's attention, please? Just a few more moments. I'd just like to give a big thank you to Rubina Mataji and our organizing team for making this event possible. A huge thank you to our Kirtan team, Kirtan Priya, Pradeep Kabu, Radhik, Mahasundari, Alia, the whole Kirtan team. Thank you for leading us in a wonderful guided meditation. And thank you all for attending today's event. Prasadam will be served in this package, so please do take some time and enjoy. Hare Krishna and hope to see you all soon.